it's a winged unicorn, and I have flown back with another video. So, last time I teased in my last video that I was going to talk about something that I really wanted to talk about, and as you can see in the title of this video, I'm going to talk about Encanto, because it's been a real hot topic as of late. Even after the release of the new movie Turning Red, which is a movie I have not seen yet, but apparently got really good reviews, Encanto's still popping up, and honestly, it's really cool to see how this movie is flourishing as of recent, especially because I have noticed that Disney's actually been doing really good lately, in terms of movies, of course, and mostly it's been just Pixar that's been having a hot streak of good movies. We had Onward, which I heard people say it's like really good, and they have related to that movie in several ways. And I even watched that movie, and it was actually a pretty decent movie. And I also watched Soul, and Soul was actually pretty good. And there was also Luca. I haven't seen that yet, but people have given it a really good reaction to that entire movie. And the thing that I've noticed with those movies of like what makes them so good is that apparently they have changed up some formulas to what they were usually doing in earlier movies that they have created. For Onward, if you have seen Onward, you would know like how it ends. And spoilers for Onward, basically they aren't giving them the proper happy ending that the main character kind of worked up for. Because in the movie there's this character, and I can't remember his name. I remember he was like voiced by Tom Holland, so I'm just gonna call him Tom Holland. So Tom Holland's looking elf guy, he wants to see his dad, and this whole movie is basically him trying to cast a spell so then he can bring his dad back, so that he can speak to him for only a certain amount of time. And at the end, he never got that chance yet. The ending is still powerful, so it's more like a bitter sweet ending for Tom Holland's elf looking thing. So yeah, and I actually really like that movie because of that twist. And then later it was Soul. It's more of a movie that makes you think and feel. In all the other movies, it's like more like gut wrenching, but more it's like it more leaves the audience with something to think about, which I think it was a really good movie of how they handled it. And like I said, I haven't seen Luca, but people said it's a really good slice of life story, and I thought it was really cool how they tried to do a slice of life sort of thing. Because even as someone who likes adventure stories, I still do look back at slice of life stories from time to time, because I don't know, I just think that they're kind of relaxing to enjoy. And then comes Encanto, which is not a Pixar movie, it is purely just Disney, and people have been praising it as well. And I have seen this movie 3 times already. I know some people have seen it multiple times. It's just because of time. Yeah, couldn't get around to it. But it's a really good movie. And from what I have seen, they've also switched up a lot of things that they would typically do in a Disney movie. And one of the characters that I really like is Luisa, because she's a good example of that. She is basically like this buff woman, and yet she still displays this characteristic of femininity. You can even tell during the under pressure scene, or not under pressure scene. Frick, I was thinking of something else. What was it called? Frick, surface pressure. That's what it's called. In surface pressure, we kind of see her acting kind of feminine, and we even see her like riding on her donkeys as if they were unicorns. And I thought it was a really nice touch to her character. And I also really like other characters, because they also kind of have like a switched up formula. I especially really liked Abuela. People for some reason have given her so much crap, and I understand, of course. However, there is an overall explanation to her actions. Now, I'm not saying it's a justification, but it is an explanation for how she treats her family the way she does. And it honestly makes her more of a sympathetic character. And the thing is, the story wants you to sympathize with her, especially because she isn't really the villain of the movie. She is more of the antagonist, or maybe not even the antagonist, or at least not necessarily to just the other people in her family, but also to herself in a way. So, this movie overall just basically subverts a lot of things that you would expect in a Disney movie. Like I said, there's not even a proper villain. It even kind of tricks the audience at one point that there is a villain, who is Bruno. They even made a song in that movie, We Don't Talk About Bruno, where kind of implies that Bruno probably isn't the guy that we should be rooting for. But then when we finally meet him, people automatically took him as a favorite. And even in the story, he's still portrayed as like this guy who is an outcast of the family and feels bad that he can't help the family the way he wanted to with his gift, yet he still stays near them, even if that means he's still in the house's walls. And I actually really like Bruno as well. There's like a lot of characters that I like, but honestly, my favorite character in the entire movie is Mirabel, just because I relate to her more. And this whole movie honestly feels really relatable, especially if you are of the Hispanic community. There's a lot of aspects to the movie in which a lot of the Hispanic community can probably relate to in terms of family. And specifically of the whole family trauma stuff. Now I'm not Colombian, I am actually Mexican, but if you go into the research of what the story of Encanto kind of resembles, you would understand all the trauma that the family has gone through, or at least to Abuela. But then she because of her trauma, she basically kind of traumatizes, I guess that's the right word, the rest of her family. And we even see that in their own ways of how much pressure is given on all of them. And I thought that was a really good touch to it. And speaking of me being Hispanic, like I said, I'm not Colombian, I am actually Mexican. Either way, I still feel like, as a Hispanic person, I still feel like I could relate to this movie in multiple ways. And I haven't related to like a movie this much ever since Coco, which is an actual movie that I can relate to fully, especially because it is of my Mexican heritage, or it's based off my Mexican culture. So I'm really happy to see this kind of Hispanic resemblance again. It's really nice to see more stories in which other people can relate to, because of not only the characters, but also because of the culture behind those characters. And I honestly can't wait to see more of that. It's honestly really cool that they're doing that. And also, I want to talk about the songs real quick, because they are a hot topic among the Encanto community. And especially because I brought up We Don't Talk About Bruno. So, like I said, I really like this song because of how it kind of tricks the audience of Bruno's character, but then we actually realize that Bruno actually isn't a really bad person at all. He's actually really sweet and cares about his family a lot. The song is a real bop, and I'm really surprised that it actually went to on the number one place in the Billboard charts. It honestly blew my mind that day when it first hit the number one place. And Well, that song is good. There's like other songs in the movie that I feel like people kind of like push to the side. I mentioned Surface Pressure for a bit, and that song also really highlights really nicely to Luis's character, which is a character that I really like, and also like Isabella's song of What Else Can I Do, and it also kind of highlights her character, because Isabella also has been given crap, but then I understand it's like her struggles as well. She's trying to be perfect for the family, even if it means marrying someone that she doesn't really love. And Isabella is also a character that I relate to for some personal reasons, because of the pressure that I want to be perfect as well, yet I never could. And Isabella honestly speaks to me. Also, for all you people who were saying Isabella is kind of acting a little bit mean to Mirabel in the beginning, well, she is, but that's how most siblings kind of act with each other. And I know people have pointed out Luisa actually acts a little bit better with Mirabel, which, you know, I can see that. But Isabella, like, I'm pretty sure most of us have like an Isabella in our lives, for those of us who have siblings. So yeah, I think it's just Isabella and Mirabel just being sisters. Pretty sure. I don't have a sister, but I can tell you this is sometimes how me and my brother act with each other. So yeah, I don't know why people are giving Isabella too much crap. They probably shouldn't. They should probably tone it down. And all the other songs are actually pretty good, and my favorite song honestly is Dos Oruguitas, which is actually in Spanish. So, and for those of you who don't understand the title, it translates in English to caterpillars. And if you understand Spanish, and if you listen to the lyrics, it should honestly leave you bawling, because it really did. It made me cry during that scene, and oh my gosh, it stuck with me for like a week after that. And I also really like the Colombian song. I forgot that one song, but it's like celebrating like the love for Colombia. It's also in Spanish, and it's like that song that played at the end of the movie. I forgot what it's called, but I also really like that song, especially because it's like the song that kind of gives like more of that Colombian feel as well, because the person who made those songs, Lin-Manuel Miranda, he really did do his research of like how to put that Colombian feel. The whole crew did the research of how to put the Colombian feel, which is another thing that I like that the Disney crew's doing, how they basically like go to other places of what the movie's based on and do the research there. It's really great. That's what they did with Coco, and I'm really proud that they did that for Coco, because it really is a good movie, and me and my family honestly really loved that they did that. So anyways, back to Lin. He also made the first song of the movie, of Mirabel singing about her family, which I thought was also a really nice song, because it also had that Colombian feel to it, and I thought it was a really nice introduction to the family. And probably the other song that I really, really liked, probably my second favorite, I think, maybe a close third, Waiting on a Miracle. Now, I love this song to bits because it's probably the most relatable song ever. I listen to it whenever I feel down. I listen to that song because I just need someone to relate to. And what makes these songs really nice is that, like, I'm pretty sure like anybody listening to like Luisa's song, Isabella's song, Mirabel's song, you can probably relate to any of those three songs in one way or the other, which is a thing that I really like out of all three of them. So, Encanto's a good movie, and if you haven't seen it, you probably should go see it, because it's a really hot topic as of late. And honestly, it will leave you bawling, it will leave you less alone, and it will leave you with catchy songs. So go ahead and watch Encanto, because it's a really good time, and I really recommend that you guys see it. So Encanto, I give it a 10 out of 10. So my next video, gonna be a controversial video. Kind of nervous of what my next video will be, but at the same time, I feel like it should be said. So can't wait to see you guys next video. The winged unicorn is gonna fly away, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.